Okay, so example 1 is asking us to examine the following dose concentrations and which dilution would be appropriate for a 30 milligram intramuscular dose. So our order says we need to give 30 milligrams and it needs to be intramuscular. Now remember the intramuscular is going to have a maximum of a 3 milliliter dose. Okay, we don't need to give any more than 3 milliliters at a time. So looking at our answers here, we're trying to figure out which one of these is going to give us a good intramuscular amount. So trying to figure out the math here, we're looking to figure out milliliter per dose, right? We want to know how many milliliters we have to give. And I'm going to work through all of them just to show you what we're looking at here. We're not actually going to have to use the 1.5 mil or the 7 mil or that's how much diluent we're going to add to the vial. But we're interested in this concentration here. So part A, if we decide that one should be our answer, let's run the math just to make sure. We're looking for milliliter per dose, and our concentration here says that 1 milliliter is going to be 25 milligrams, and our order says that we have to give 30 milligrams per dose. Okay, we run that math and it should be a dose of a 1.2 milliliter, and that's pretty good for an intramuscular dose. Okay, that one should probably be our answer. But if we want to check the rest of these, you're going to see that the math looks pretty similar. 1 milliliter is 5 milligrams, and we have to give 30 milligrams. That's going to be a 6 milliliter dose. That's not good. Okay, if you're going intramuscular, you don't need to do more than 3 mils. Let's look at the 80. 1 mil is 80 milligrams. We have to give 30 milligrams at a time. That one's going to be a super tiny dose. Okay, I know it's less than the 3 milliliters, but it's pretty small. Typically, we have a maximum that it needs to be no more than the 3 milliliters if you're going intramuscular, but they also tend to put a minimum quantity on that too, that it needs to be at least half of a milliliter, okay, at least 0.5 mils. So this one is running pretty slim. We would not want that as a good dose. If we look at part D, again, we're not using the 15. We're concerned with the 1 mil is 2 milligrams. That one's going to give you a 15 milliliter dose. That's really going to hurt your patient if you try to stick them with 15 milliliters. So answer here would be part A. We would add 1.5 mil in order to get a concentration of 25 milligrams per milliliter. We also said, as you're looking at these, just so you don't have to work all of them out, we said go for the one that's closest to the order. Okay, if you've got to give 30 milligrams is closest to 25 as opposed to all the rest of these. Okay, so that should have been our first guess anyways.